Hey there, Ghosts. This is Will with another Ghost Recon Breakpoint video, and today we are reviewing a DMR. And if you watched my video on playing the Panther class, you noticed I was really favoring the Scorpio Scout, and so that is what I would like to start with here. The Scorpio Scout DMR. You'll know that I kind of panned it a little bit when I did the DMR reviews earlier. But that is in a pure sniper role. But honestly, as a DMR, it's still not bad. And we'll get into the specifics of that later. As you can see, here's what I've got on its stats wise: 20 handling, 6% damage to drones. That's not going to affect our testing at all here. And as far as equipment goes, traditional stuff: extended magazine, suppressor. We're doing T5XI sights, just because it makes it a little easier to get the aiming right. As long as we're consistent with everything, it should be fine. There should be minimal variation between the scopes. A G28 scope might be more practical, but for consistency's sake, we're going to review them all with the T5XI. And ultimately, bullet drop was already done for the bulk of these rifles, so we're not going to worry too much about it. But yeah, and of course, no underbarrel because bipods still do not have an impact on range yet. It lists it as it does, but it does not. And for consistency's sake, even if they add it back in, we are not utilizing the bipod. So, let us get to shooting our first test. Here is the range test. We are ranging out at 400 meters. That's what we did with previous DMRs. So, let's take our shot. And there we have it, at 400 meters. That is not too bad, right there. That's a pretty decent bullet drop. It's what we would expect. We know that the range stat actually matters in Breakpoint, and the range stat directly reflects the amount of bullet drop you have to deal with. At 400 meters, that is not great, but not horrible. It's if I remember right, it's about middle ground for DMRs. But that isn't the only thing we test. We're also going to be testing sound detection range, which is what we're going to do right now. So we're going to, that's a roaming group, I don't want that. Here's what we're going to do. We're going to test with these guys over here. First things first, we're going to take out that drone. If I could actually make the shot. And we'll let them get back to what they were doing. So, let's go ahead and move away from where we took our shot. And we'll start marking people. Like figuring out, okay, because they were over in that area, so that's about, yeah, we're going to start at probably 200 meters. We're going to go ahead and mark one of those guys. I don't know which one will end up being the best one. Yeah. So we're just going to hide and let them get tired of looking for me, which should not take too long. In the meantime, let's talk about these reviews. If you haven't looked at my other sniper rifle reviews, here's what you need to know. I do range testing first, then I do sound detection, both suppressed and unsuppressed, and then I do damage testing. And when I do damage testing, I use the same vehicle, a Landscape Mark II, aiming at the engine block right above the wheel well, and I do it with the suppressor on. I do this so we can get the most number of shots into it to give us an accurate gauge of damage, because the damage stat in this game lies. So that's the general idea. And look, they have now officially lost interest. They are going to start going back to their location, hopefully soon. There you go. Now they're walking back. I was hoping they would run back, but that's fine. So, our first test is going to be unsuppressed. So, we will let them walk back, and we're going to start out at 200 meters. I actually have not done any sound detection ranging with DMRs at all, so I have no idea what the baseline is for this. So we're going to creep up in 5-meter increments at 200 meters just to test. Now let me see how far away these guys are here. Okay, they're plenty far away, so I'm not too worried about them detecting me. Well, you know what? They're getting close. Okay, we're going to go ahead and take them out just because they're just going to be an annoyance. There we go. Alright, so, good. Now, let's go figure out how close these guys are and which one's the closest. Probably the guy yeah, it's a guy I already have highlighted. So let's start at 205 meters. Take off the suppressor and start taking my shots. No reaction. You know, with that sound report, I'm going to play it safe and kind of creep up. There we go. Okay, 202, unsuppressed. So, as long as you are outside 202 meters, you'll be fine and won't be detected. So, that's in line with sniper rifles. Now, whether that's because this is a Scorpio Scout, a Scout variant, a DMR variant of a sniper rifle, or because DMRs and sniper rifles will share the same detection radius of, like, in general, you know, there are some variations. Ironically enough, the L115A3 had the best suppressed detection range. You had to be within 20 meters to be detected versus anywhere from 25 or 27 to 23. So, yeah. So, let's get up here. We'll get up to 25 meters. Actually, we'll get up to 30. To test this. This is the challenging part here, is getting up nice and close.
Not much for the big bad wolves, bro. Letting the ghosts get away with Scout, that shit's embarrassing.
Just for giggles, let's try this at 40 meters. Yeah, no reaction. We're fine. Oh,
It's a damn shame Herzog is gone.
Good, I didn't alert those drones. Right, we'll try 35. Nothing. 34. Oh no, let's creep on up to 30. Just inch my way forward. Okay. Let's reload. And start creeping up in 1 meter increments. 29, nothing. 28. Oh. Well, this is going to be a challenge here, because it's going to be hard to get close. 28, nothing. Okay. 27. No reaction. Okay. 26 meters. No reaction. Oh shoot. Got 1 meter too close. Okay, there we go. 25. No reaction. We'll wait for that drone to pass by before we continue. While we wait, how about a word from our sponsors? ClassicWFL.com, my website, home of art, music, photography, t-shirts, my blog, and so much more. Check it out today, ClassicWFL.com. Alright. Did we do 25? Yeah, we did. So we're going to creep up to 24. Nothing. 23. Nah. Still nothing. Ah, crap. Okay. So much for that. I always make this a real pain to test. So let's see what we got over here. Hopefully I can creep a little closer this time. Oh, and I'm having that stupid bug. I hate that. Okay, this spot should be good. I should be able to get nice and close to these guys here. Oh wait, hang on. I missed marking something here. There we go. Alright, everyone's marked. And here I was trying to walk and check to see what was going on outside, but it was the mail truck, so. Oh, let's see here. 33.
Get this pony moving, would ya? Ain't got all day.
So we gotta get up to 23 here. Oh, that's 21. We're a little too close there. More. There we go, 22. Still nothing at 22, man. 21. Oh, I guess it would help if I actually mark this guy, huh?
Ain't got all day. I need a quiet.
There we go. Okay. Ah. Yeah, I'm getting sick and tired of this, so we're gonna say you gotta be darn close to be detected. It is pretty challenging to get close enough. So we're going to say less than 21 meters. For this, for now. Yeah. Alright, so now let's move on. Goes to damage detection. So I'm gonna mark this. 21. Okay. So we're going back to my the bivouac closest to where I do my ranging, Dead Horse Swamp. And we're gonna get ourselves a vehicle. So deploy the bivouac here. Skip. Now, let's go to our garage. That's all my helicopters. Holy crap, I have all of those. Anyways, alright. Gee, I didn't think I had that either. And just for giggles, I use... Is that it? Man, I don't... Oh, I must have gotten all these as Battle Crate rewards. That's fine. Okay, yeah. Mark II Digital is what I always use. So... Not that the paint job should have any impact, but we'll be able to tell if it does. So, alright. And we are just going to go ahead and shoot it at its spawn location. Ordinarily I wouldn't do that, but we're not doing any other tests here, and I rarely launch anything from this bivouac. So, Here we go. This is the Scorpio Scout DMR damage testing on the Landscape Mark II. And that's exactly what we expected it to be. 10 shots. So, while I run back to the bivouac, I'm going to pull up the comparison chart from DMRs that we did previously. When I did range and damage testing. I didn't do sound detection testing, but excuse me. But, so you're looking at this now, you're seeing the comparison, wondering, what does this all mean? Well, not a whole lot, really. Range is important in that if you're doing longer range shots, sometimes you won't be able to truly account for bullet drop because of things in the way. Because you don't have the time to adjust for bullet drop if you need to make a quick follow-up shot on someone further away than where you're at. Things like that. But ultimately, it's still less of an issue. Now with DMRs, it's less of an issue because you're not doing super long range shots, typically. Now, if you're using the Scorpio Scout like I am, as a sniper rifle, and doing the longer range shots, 500, 550 meters, then yeah, it does matter. And the Scorpio Scout does okay in that regard. It is not bad. It is certainly usable at that range. It's not as good as, say, the TAC-50 sniper rifle, or the HTI, or the Recon A1, but it is very usable. Now you may be wondering, what's really special between the Scorpio Scout and the Scorpio? They both do the same damage, believe it or not. They do the exact same damage. It's one of the few Scout variants that does not do less damage, which is great. But here is one chief difference. I actually have a Scorpio that has similar low impact, oh, sorry, that's my Scorpio Scout I was using earlier. I have a Scorpio here. Just has automatic marking and technique cooldown, nothing that's going to impact testing, really. Yeah, there's a handling difference in that the one I'm using has a higher handling, but that's not what we're actually showcasing here. Here's what we're showcasing. So, here's the Scorpio. I am firing as fast as I can. Here's a Scorpio Scout. Look at those follow-up shots. Its fire rate is much higher. And then, if you compare it to overall, the reload speed is going to be higher with Scorpio Scout as well. So not only are you shooting faster, you're getting a faster reload speed. Now it's not a huge difference, but it's enough. The Scorpio Scout strength is great if you are using a DMR and not another sniper rifle. You cannot carry the Scout and the TAC-50, for instance. Well, you can, technically, but I would not recommend it, and here's why. Because they share the same ammo pool. I'm going to switch to my loadout for my Panther class here before I forget and wonder why I'm not doing as well. Alright, so you could have both the TAC-50 and the Scorpio Scout together. But one of the advantages of carrying both a sniper rifle and a DMR, like my preferred loadout as a sniper is to carry the TAC-50 and the G28. The biggest limitation is the ammo pool. You want that DMR to do mid to closer range sharpshooting. And sometimes that means spraying more rounds down range. You want it when things hit the fan. And if you're sharing the same very limited ammo pool, you start out with less than 100 rounds, you are not going to be performing as effectively in larger bases, especially if you've taken a lot of shots at the start from the outside. When you creep in there to do your closer range shots or when things hit the fan, you're going to have a really limited ammo pool. So it's just not practical. The Scorpio Scout's strength is that it is, in essence, a versatile sniper rifle if you're not going purely sniper. So that's my reasoning behind it. It's a great sleeper rifle. Now, you may be wondering, what about the Scorpio Scout Quiet? I don't care for it as much. Personally, I generally speaking tend to avoid the specialty uniques because they don't allow you to roll bonus stats. You're just stuck with whatever stat they give you. Now, we will review the Scorpio Scout Quiet and talk more about that later. Not to worry. But overall, those are my thoughts on the Scorpio Scout. A really nice, powerful DMR that works well in longer range applications as well as shorter range applications. You put a G28 scope on this sucker with its fire rate, it's still plenty usable in closer range. I mean, the sound detection range, I couldn't get close enough to be detected by my shot. It's just, Murphy's Law, and the random number gods didn't really like me today. So, its detection range is fantastic, suppressed. So, there's absolutely nothing wrong with using Scorpio Scout as a dedicated sharpshooting platform. Pair it with an SMG, an assault rifle, whatever. If you want to carry this as a non-sniper class, go right ahead. It is a fantastic rifle for that purpose. For snipers themselves, I would not recommend it. If you're doing longer range stuff and you're playing the sharpshooter class, you're better off going with an actual sniper rifle. Or if you want to pair it with do a DMR sniper rifle pairing, skip it. It is not worth the hassle. It does not give that many benefits to make it that useful. So, alright ghosts, that's what I got for you. This has been the Scorpio Scout DMR review. We will be doing the Scorpio Scout Quiet next. Figure we might as well go ahead and follow up with that. And then we will keep doing them. We're going to get through all of the DMRs that I have, including all the specialty ones. And there are a lot of DMRs in this game, let me tell you. With all the uniques and specialty ones that they've added, there's 3 variations of the G28 itself. There's assault rifle conversions to DMRs, and everything else. We have a lot of DMRs to cover, so this week I'm going to cover as many as I can within reason while still being able to do things like work on classic WFL.com, home of t-shirts, art, photography, music, my blog, and more. Check it out today. And things like that. So, really appreciate you guys checking this out. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, share, and everything else on the sun. If there's a specific DMR you want to see reviewed sooner, let me know, and I will move it up in the queue. So, that's all I got for you, ghosts. And if you're lucky, maybe I'll see you in Erewhon.